My big suggestion to students, particularly through high school, is
you can do anything.
Choose it for you, not for it is worth
it.
Just focus on the next step.
Doesn't matter what you're doing.
Don't be afraid.
As long as you're doing something.
That is such good advice.
I don't think I could see myself doing anything.
It's a challenging life.
Student nights, Wednesday to Saturday.
I worked on that house.
I racked up every single dollar of debt that I
I
possibly
think there's a lot of pressure on high school.
Yeah, I just
love
love working outside.
And if money is something that you care a lot about.
In hindsight,
I've also been a very indecisive
But you
person.
keep looking for roads that have been less
It
travelled.
was just that moment that I knew what I wanted to do. So nothing else is going to change that.
Welcome to the guest speaker.
Right, shall we do this? So I just want to introduce to people, some people will know you, some will know you too well, and then others might not know anything about you. So I want to discuss a few things. Normally when we start, I pick a theme, and like we've had kids that go the real creative route. And I thought, oh, Matt's creative, but I have this issue that there's this personality with you. And I don't know which overrides the other. I mean, you're very blessed you have both. So we're going to discuss that later, this idea of having creativity in the things you do, but then this incredible personality that you deliver to people. And I also think people would be wrong to believe, I think at the moment, the Tavern, which for those people who haven't heard about it have probably lived under a rock, but this movie you've produced, toured with, is sort of, they'd be wrong if it was your lucky break, because I know this has been building and you've been in the, I'm going to call it the entertainment business for a really long time. Yeah, so we want to discuss not just the movie, but all of the things that have built to that stage and that point in your career, I suppose. Just discussed off here, you've had something to do with either in acting and producing for movies like The Wilds, Buzzcut, Punch Sam, Home Kills, Darkest Light, The Red Admiral, and The Tavern. And The Tavern, like I say, we'll discuss a lot probably tonight, which is out at the moment.
Home Kills was the only one I produced. All the other ones, I was just an actor. So yeah, I won't claim any of those other ones.
No, and don't do that. But yeah, I gather Home Kills is amazing. I've been recommended that as well. I just want to read a caption. I don't know whether you wrote this, but this is something I found which tried to describe you, and it might put into perspective before we start the interview for other people where we're at with you. And this says, Matt Hicks is an accomplished filmmaker whose creative practice is fueled by his eclectic encounters and observations. He draws inspirations from his experiences in the hospitality industry and the diverse characters he meets while working. Those interactions inform his storytelling, allowing him to amplify and explore the quirks of human behavior through film. And I think you do it with your boyish charm and humor, because I think a lot of people draw on those situations and people and make movies, but it's the way you do it that we'll be talking about tonight. I also read, and this is quite a, I don't know, it made you feel kind of good. You said it was my life's dream to make a feature film, and I've done it. If I died tomorrow, it was great to know that I'd achieved something of significance. So again, it was obviously and that's where we want to draw you back to, that inspiration and those goals you had in life. My observations, your persona heavily relies on energy. I've mentioned this before, boyish rogue, lovable nature. And I'm interested tonight to find out whether that is actually you, or when you went off to say goodnight to your child, when you're at home or with your mates, you aren't always like that this is a bit of an image you portray, or whether you're just non-stop you. The Tavern, you produced it, you starred in it, you went to nearly every screening, you were toured with it, you advertised it. It is a piece of you, and it's a masterstroke. And I've never seen it done before. I'm an absolute movie buff. I've never met a producer before. I've never walked into a cinema and had them standing there with a can of beer and cameras and welcoming people, every single human who entered the door, and thanking them for coming. And so it has been an absolute revelation to a lot of people around the country to have a producer of a movie take so much ownership and put their face out with it. And so, again, one, I congratulate you for that, but the other, we want to discuss your theory behind that. I'm going to suggest the Tavern seemed low budget, but within 5 seconds of it starting, you could naturally ignore it because of the storytelling involved with it. Now, you might be horrified and say to me, mate, I got $1 million to make that movie. How dare you say that? And my sponsors are going to be horrified. But the ability to do that was quite incredible. So in terms of tonight, who's this for in terms of particularly kids? I'm thinking kids who want to get into entertainment, the creative types, the ones with personalities, possibly the class clowns. If I have a mum or a dad sitting there and going, I've got this bloody kid, they're a nuisance, I would point them to you possibly and go, well, mate, you can live off that energy and that personality. There's DJs, entertainers, actors, movie makers, cinematographers. Welcome to the guest speaker. Thank you for your time. And let's learn a little bit about you, I suppose, and this character I've tried to portray. Did it start at school, Matt? I want to know. And how did you find the school, and how did school prepare you for where you went once you left? So can you remember school and how the good and the bad and the ugly of it?
Oh, such a long time ago. First of all, thank you for letting me come on your podcast. It's an honor. It's so cool. Cam Royga was on here last week, eh? Yeah, how good. What a tough act to follow. School was awesome. I started Cambridge High School. Year 9 was 2000, and then 7th form, or year 13, that was 2004. So it's been quite some time since I left. But I loved Cambridge High School. It was a great time. I had your lovely wife teaching me 6th form and 7th form, I think. It was great. It was a great time. Sorry, what was the question?
Well, Matt, or what sort of kid were you? I mean, I'm pushing to say it. Were you, like a real nerdy kid? Were you into theatre stuff? What did you get involved in, and how well did you do academically?
I guess I kind of started like a little shy kid. When I first got there in year 9, I was from Mangatotiri, so like I kind of came from like 30 kids into like, the metropolitan kind of environment of Cambridge High School. So I guess I was kind of a shy kid that kind of came out of my shell relatively quickly once I met some other class clowns, some other rascals. And I guess I was a pretty average student. I probably could have done better. I was good at English. I was in Miss Annan's top English class. So I was very proud of that. But horrible at maths. I think I was in maths foundation. So yeah, it was kind of weird, like flipping between, Alison Annan's top class and then going down and hanging out with a whole bunch of crazy misfits. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed school. I sunk my teeth into everything I possibly could. I did stage challenge, did the production. I was a house sweeter in the end for Selwyn, won the haka competition. That was cool. And rugby. Rugby was really the big thing. Just absolutely loved my rugby and did that all the way through school. So yeah, I guess I was kind of the job doing a little bit of production.
Yeah. If I was to read school reports or talk to people who know you now, would they have seen this coming? Would they have gone, yeah, he was one of those characters? Did you feel? I mean, I'm asking you to comment on yourself, obviously, but
yeah. I don't know. That's a hard one. Nah, probably not. I don't think anybody would have seen this coming.
No.
Yeah.
Cool. So when you're sitting there, then you're saying you're average, but you're getting involved, you're having a good time. Like most kids, a variety of subjects they like and are good at or not. When what year, year 12, 13 probably, where were you thinking your future was going, and how did you go about making decisions for that future? What did you do and where did you go, and how did that pan out for you?
Well, I always wanted to be on the radio. So I kind of made up my mind about that around year 10. So I was doing a lot of things like gearing me towards getting into broadcasting school down in Christchurch. So I was lucky to, I was doing all these extracurricular things. I think I was like writing rugby reports that were going in the Cambridge edition. I was doing everything I could to get into broadcasting school. So I did get in there straight out of school, and I did a degree, did 2 years of that. Had some massive contemporaries like Jack Tame, who's always on the news. He was there. Maddie McLean, Clint Roberts. He was actually my flatmate, actually. ZM dude, and they went on to great things, and I just kind of ended up back in Leamington.
So tell me about this broadcast school, because this is interesting for some kids. So what's that experience like? What are you learning? Because I know another, Ben Boyce, who I taught.
Oh, yeah.
Ben went there, and so obviously this school produces great. But what do you do at broadcast school?
Yeah, so it's a Christchurch 2-year or 2.5-year degree. There's 3 streams: journalism, radio, and television. So I did the radio one, and it's pretty hard to get into. There's only about like 20 or so kids that they take every year. So I was lucky to get in straight away. But yeah, in hindsight, I wasn't very good. I think I just ran out of home, left Cambridge, and it was just party. So yeah, I kind of feel I probably went too early. I wasn't equipped for university life at 18. I feel in hindsight I probably should have gone maybe when I was 22 or 23, once I got some of that boyish energy out of me.
Yeah. So what, you go back to Cambridge, tail between your legs, or whatever you like, you come back and are you still a little bit lost? What happened?
Yeah, so I came back and I got myself a little radio job in Hamilton on the station, which is no longer anymore, Backbeat FM. So that was cool. So I got to, do an afternoon show. I got to do all sorts of stuff, sales, programming, blah, 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 blah. But they ran out of money. I was like the only paid employee. They ran out of money like about 9 months into this journey. So, I had my dream little job on the radio every day. And then suddenly, boom, I was redundant. I was gone. So I ended up being a labourer with my dad and some of his mates, building little kind of like houses for oil riggers. So yeah, that was weird. I did that for like about a year. And
I feel like I'm watching another bloody movie.
I know. I was kind of lost, to be honest. I was just doing whatever, just filling in the day, just throwing things in skip bins, basically.
Where was that, Matt? Like, was that based in the Waikato, Cambridge area when you were building?
I was in Te Rapa down Sunshine Ave.
Oh, right.
Okay, so how long did that last? And then where did you go?
Oh, so yeah, that only lasted about a year. And then, oh golly gosh, where did I go after that? Yeah, then I tried my hand at like a little bit of entrepreneurship. This was like early days of like Facebook and stuff like that, so I did a bit of like Facebook media management, so basically like I had a few clients. God, who did I have? Footloose Shoes in Cambridge, the Flower Shop. Yeah, basically doing all the space for all these boomers. So did that for a while, and then that just kind of fizzled out because they all kind of like learned how to use it. Oh god, and then I did some stuff on Kiwi FM for a while, which is a radio station up in Auckland. One of my old radio compadres from that Hamilton radio station got a job there, so I kind of did that for like 3 years. So that was really, really cool. And then I dabbled in a little bit of event management. So I used to put on some raves and stuff like that. So I kind of started organizing raves before I got into the DJing. And also at the same time, I was working at the Five Stags with Grace's sister and the bottle shop there. So yeah, just doing anything to cobble together a living and have fun while doing it, really.
So it would seem at this point in your life, it would seem you're slightly lost or haven't found your thing, but the reality is you are actually nearing it. When you talk about the raves and the DJing, you are getting there, aren't you? Without maybe knowing it.
Yeah. It's hard, eh? Like, you know, like I was saying before, you've always got hindsight. You could have done this better, could have done that better, gone to university later, been more mature about it. But I suppose all these kind of little failed things are what makes us, yeah. All of those moves didn't make me millions, but they were all like good for growth.
Yeah. So where did because you did eventually DJ, you did events, weddings, nightclubs, parties. So yeah, I'm quite interested in the DJing because one, I'm interested in what you were saying around going to the events, the late nights, the parties, but also what you have to equip yourself to be one. Like, because there could be kids who actually really love that side of the whole DJ and getting into it. So can you just talk us through that and how that came about and how you do it?
Yeah, it basically came about, as I was saying, because a lot of my friends were getting married or settling down, and I just wanted to keep the party going. I think there's two strands of DJs. There's ones that are probably like me, where they're a little bit extroverted and they like to be around people and they, like to be the center of attention, blah blah blah. And then I think there's another strand that are kind of tech people, like they enjoy the technical side of things, pressing buttons, and they really hate the socializing side of things. Both of these different people can be good DJs. Yeah. Ultimately, I think, if you're a people person, that's the kind of person that needs to become a DJ, because it gets annoying, like dealing with drunk people all the time. When you're at a party sometimes and you're just over it, your social battery's gone and you're like, okay, we're going home. As a DJ, you don't have that option, you've got to stay there to the bitter end and then pack your stuff up. So I think you've got to be quite, have a big social battery on you.
Matt, how has it changed from when you were first starting DJing to now, like 2025? The fact that we can do a podcast in different places of the world, like, how have you seen that evolve since you started?
Technology hasn't changed too much. Like back in the day, there was like CDJs where people would actually like burn some CDs and like put them into the thing and stuff. So they're still around, but like, yeah. The tech hasn't changed too much. Like I've been playing on the same like Toyota-esque decks for like my whole time, just because you get used to your own equipment. I think the thing that's changed with the crowds are the kind of generation of the last 5 years. They're the Spotify generation, They're that instantaneous, instant gratification kind of audience where they want their song and they want it now. That's not DJing, like DJing it's about taking your audience over a like 2-3 hour kind of journey, like every move is calculated, that this song flows into this song and, this mood flows into this mood, you're taking them on a bit of a journey like that. So yeah, they're kind of, I don't know, like, more, I don't know, more selfish now, the crowds, I think.
I've seen that, where you like put on your phone and it'll be like, play this, and people hold it up on their head. It is. I wouldn't say I've done it, but maybe wrong people who have done it.
It seems like there's like a big lack of awareness for like from other people with the young crowd. God, I sound like such a grumpy old man. Um, like I had this instance the other day. I was playing at this bar and this guy came in and they wanted drum and bass. You know, all the youngies love drum and bass. So it's like, okay, cool, sweet as. But there's a bit of a time and a place for it, you know. You've got this weird transition if you're like playing at like a little pub or whatever, where like grandma's finishing her filet mignon, and like you've kind of got to like ease into it. There's a few old people there, you know. You've got to play some ABBA or whatever the Bee Gees before you get into that stuff when all the youth get there at like 11:30. So yeah, there was this dude, he just wanted drum and bass. He was just like, bro, like, trust me, everybody's gonna like love it, man. Like, just everybody's gonna dance. I'm like, I can guarantee you that the like 20 people we have on the D floor now are gonna like give me the evils and like all clear out, and you're gonna ruin it, and your friend's gonna be outside vaping. So I did it just to prove a point, and my point was totally proven. But yeah, they just I don't know, there's just some of them are just so selfish, you know? It's like just because you've been doing drugs since 3 p.m. doesn't mean like everybody else is on your same buzz, you know? It's there's a lot of those kind of people now.
How does your business run, Matt? So you just you're still DJing while you're doing your movies, which we'll touch on soon, but you're just receiving bookings constantly. They're often a Friday, Saturday, I presume. So your life's a little bit disjointed with being a family man as well. So how does the business operate?
Yeah, so I've basically got it's really, really hard to say exactly what I am. Because there's so many different strands to it. But basically, I've actually stopped working as much since I had my second child. But basically, for quite a while, I was doing between Monday and Thursday some quiz nights. So all around some bars in Cambridge, TA, Hamilton. So that was every night of the week. And then Wednesday, I'd always do a weird Wednesday DJing in Hamilton. Some critters on a Wednesday night in Hamilton. And then Friday, Saturday, you'd either do a bar, nightclub, or a wedding. So you always try to do weddings because they just, they're not as fun as a bar, but they pay more money. And yeah, I always try, I do a lot more DJing than marriage celebrancy, but I always try to do the marriage celebrant DJ kind of double. So basically, yeah, you're just always trying to keep, because you live on deposits, basically 50% deposits. So you're always just trying to keep booked like, 6 months to a year in advance. And any gaps that you have, you just fill them with bars, So there's only about like 10, I guess, like open format DJs that will do drum and bass and ABBA in the same kind of night. So yeah, it's pretty easy to, I don't know, be in demand, I guess.
Yeah. Well, what do you? I mean, give us a good night. What does it pay you? And how long is it? Yeah, like someone comes to you and I say to you, I've got $400, and you go, well, you're only getting an hour of me, or am I getting 2 hours? Or what? Yeah, because I got no idea.
Yeah, it just kind of depends, eh? Like you jack your prices up for New Year's, all those kind of things. I guess the average like Friday night pub gig would be $400, and then a wedding's anywhere between $800 to $1,200. If they want a full day, it's like $1,600. So yeah, obviously you try buffer it out with as many weddings as you can in a week. Some bars are more, some bars are less. There's one bar, I won't name the name. The rates are pretty bad, but they kind of make up for it with free piss and food. So yeah, we've had a good relationship for a long time. Always get driven home. So yeah, they're all different. They're all different.
Okay, so I feel at this point in the interview, this is how everyone knew you. That this guy who would go to stuff, and he was a DJ and he was a marriage celebrant. But out of the blue, I'm going to say out of the blue, suddenly there was, well, recently the Tavern. Where did this movie stuff start? And where did your desire and your sort of growing confidence in it before we, I suppose, end with the Tavern? Where did it all start?
I guess it's kind of the thing that I've always wanted to do and always been working on, but I haven't been able to kind of tell anybody because I guess, there's a massive, like, what if it doesn't happen kind of fear there. I remember there was an article, a guy probably between our ages, he was going to do this great Hamilton web series and it was all on, stuff, blah, 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 and it never eventuated, And I always thought about that, I'm like, once it's on stuff or whatever, like that lives forever. So yeah, I just always wanted to keep all this kind of stuff on the D-Lo until it was ready to go. And now it's ready to go. Sorry, Grace, did you have a question as well?
I did. Thank you, Matt. I know here, because I'm curious, like you're doing it in silence, and sorry, then we'll get back to you, London. But you are like working hard quietly, but you also want to make sure it's good. And obviously you've got a pretty good network through even from the broadcasting school to the DJing. Did you have a couple people who you did let in and so they could watch it or give you feedback? Like, was there people that were in on what you were doing so that you could, I don't know, see if it was good before it went to everyone?
Oh yeah, 100%. Filmmaking is never one person. It is a massive team sport. Like the first edit of the Tavern was like we cut out about 40 minutes of it. There's all these jokes that we thought were just hilarious, and you've just got to get brutal. So we had trusted peers review it to get it to the piece of nonsense it is now. Yeah. Sorry, what was your question, Blair?
Just the preparation to get to the Tavern, that the previous movie stuff you'd involved in. How did it prepare you, build your repertoire confidence to go forward? So what were your learnings in those other movies I read out?
So I actually did the Tavern before I did any of those other movies.
Oh.
Yeah. So the Tavern's been a 5-year labor of love.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Didn't you notice how skinny and wrinkle-free I was in that film? So I've never done a short film, which is the traditional kind of route of doing things. So I don't know, like I was so naive, and I think naivety is like a bit of a superpower, to be honest, because it kind of makes you fearless. I'm just like, oh, what's the point of doing a short film? Let's just do a feature. It's just 10 short films put together. So I did that. It was really, really hard. Then when we did Home Kills, which we shot in 2022, since I'd gone through the absolute hell of making the Tavern, it made putting that together. I also had a really strong team with Home Kills, like really, really experienced. So yeah, it just made it so much easier. Basically, the Tavern was film school, and everything else has been really easy after that.
Right. So Tavern, how did you have to go and get sponsorship? So you're talking, it actually started for those of us that walked into that movie to watch it. It started in 2020, the process. How did you go about what goes into making a movie? Did you have to seek sponsorship? Was there a script to write? How did it go?
Yeah, so it actually harks back like to late 2016. So I was in London, and you get paid like once a month over in London. So like I would like work for like a month and then like quit my job and then like go to Italy for a week and then get a new job. And then so yeah, I had this like week where I was unemployed, and I just started like writing this crazy movie in some coffee shops and pubs in London. I had never written a book on like how to write a screenplay, anything like that. And I just put together like 200 pages of absolute nonsense. And then I met up with two friends who were a little bit more kind of educated than me, and we kind of took this nonsense and crafted it into a cohesive script. And then I basically went out to all these Cambridge businesses and had some like I don't know, kind of prospectuses kind of made up with like, this is our budget, these are our key actors, this is what we want to achieve, da 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 da. I got laughed out of like 90% of these businesses. It was quite hard. But I just kept going. Did a give a little campaign, so raised about $10,000 just from friends and family and well wishers. So that was cool. And then we shot the thing. Shot it for $35,000 in the old Masonic Bar and Hotel, aka the Mud. And then took like 5 years to cobble it together. COVID happened. I had a couple of kids. I kind of had to restart my whole kind of like business after COVID, because nightclubs, pubs, they were just like completely gone. So it's been challenging, but it feels so nice now to actually have it out there in cinemas. And it does feel like you're living the dream at the moment. But there's been years hard money.
Did you have a sense, before I talk about how you went about it, did you have a sense it might be okay? Or were you real touch and go, like, no one might turn up? How did you feel about it on release?
No, I always knew people would show up. Just out of just because so many people were involved in it. Like, we've got half the town as extras, in like our pub scenes. We've got like all these children in there. It's very extras heavy. So no, I knew people would turn up. But it has gone better than expected. I think the thing that surprised me the most, because without giving too much away, like, it is an R16. It's very on the nose. It's deliberately trying to poke, I guess. I think the biggest thing I've learned is old people surprisingly don't hate it. Like, we had these two 75-year-old women. So I saw them going into our Hamilton screening, and I was like, oh gosh, like, you've gone to the wrong place. Like, like, don't go in there. And then they came out and they were raving about it. They absolutely loved it. And this has become a little bit of a theme. Like, it's a little bit of an in-joke that we've got this like secret like 70-year-old woman like side audience. And this dude who's in our film crew, Graham, he's about 75. He said to me, he was like, you got to remember, like, these older ladies, they lived through Woodstock. They were crazier than what you were. They've just gotten a bit older now. So this whole process has taught me not to judge a book by its cover. You've got 75-year-old lunatics, and you've got 20-year-old conservative people, and everything in between. So that's been an eye-opener, I guess, in the last few months.
When I mentioned earlier, Matt, I used the word masterstroke. Was it intentional to go, I tell you what, I'm going to release this movie and do it completely different. I'm going to turn up to the screening. I'm going to take photos. I'm going to social media people. I'm going to get a alcohol sponsor. Because that's not normal.
Yeah, I think it's normal to do the Q&A thing. Like, a lot of filmmakers go around and tour their film and do a little Q&A. But it doesn't seem like enough. It always never seemed like enough for me. Like, I guess I'm a little bit competitive. I look at other New Zealand films that are done for a similar budget, and I always want to beat them. I like know how much they've grossed, and I'm like, I'm coming for you. So I guess, like, the movie's about a pub. Pubs are social places. So my whole like marketing philosophy with this thing is make every night a party. So every time that somebody comes into the cinema, like, we're there every night except for tonight, because we're talking to you fine people. But every night in Cambridge, we roll out our 8 meters of red carpet. We've got our little velvet robes. We get people to pose in front of our little photo wall, get them to hopefully buy a can of piss, which is the Tavern signature beer, or if they don't want to buy one, we just make them pose with some. So that's the whole thing, like, it's not just about the movie, it's about the event, That's why you always encourage them to get up there and like have a dance, to the Bliss song. That's part of the charm of the movie as well. Like, yeah, you've got to think more. I always like to be there as well, and I don't know, kind of like pre-warn people, especially older people, like there's a bit of like coarse language and some crude sexual jokes and stuff in there. So just to kind of like, lower their expectations before they go in there. Like we had that with Home Kills. So I remember Home Kills, we were in the New Zealand International Film Festival, and the first couple of lines, there's heaps of F's and C's and all this kind of stuff, and we had people walk out, and it was just like, oh. So yeah, I guess some of those people watching Home Kills in those early days, they thought it was going to be a delightful romp through the paddocks of Cambridge, Then there's all this murder and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think it's good to be there, form a genuine human connection with people, and just kind of lower their expectations. Under promise, over deliver.
Yeah. Did you expect to be, I mean, you came up to Whitianga, my daughter saw you in Christchurch. Did you think, at some point, oh my God, now I'm going to the country? That wasn't expected, or had you always had that as your plan?
Yeah, always had that as the plan. That was always the plan. But yeah, it's gone better than I expected. I think with Cambridge and stuff, like that's definitely our bread and butter. But there's almost like a like a civic duty as a Cambridgian to kind of watch it, like they like to see their letterbox, somebody they know, familiar sites, blah blah blah. So I don't know, they're a little bit kind of a pro audience, but it's been real cool to take it to different places. Like we were in Alexandra last week, for example, and they really loved it. The Queenstown crowd was like our smallest crowd. They were like it was only 24 people, but 24 really engaged fans. So it's so cool to have people that you've got like no relationship with whatsoever. They've never heard of you from a bar soap, like truly vibing on your stuff. Like that is the greatest pleasure.
Yeah. How many opportunities did you give to people, maybe like the ones we might be, delivering to sort of kids who are going, I want to be involved in a movie? Did you see some of them, were some of them behind a camera, were some doing makeup? Like, how many people did you introduce to this world, or did you always have experienced people?
A mixture of both, but I guess if I was to give you a relatable Cambridge High related story, one of the things that I was really proud of and stoked about was there was an old Cambridge High student, Katie Brownlee, or probably at the time was Kevin Brownlee, now Katie. But yeah, Katie was an old Cambridge Higher, saw me looking on the grapevine for a rat. Weirdly, for a film, and Katie had just finished South Seas Film School, was kind of in the same predicament, like no job back at home in Cambridge, and just kind of messaged me randomly like, oh hey, can I volunteer on the film? I was like, yeah, totally. Like, and Katie became such an essential member of our crew. Just absolutely aced it, and then went on to work with our DOP, who's a really experienced person up in Auckland, because he was so impressed by her. And then Katie is now a tutor at UB colleges. So Katie said to me, hey, can I use you as a reference? They rang me out. I gave Katie a glowing reference, and she's been there for like 4 or 5 years now, like tutoring these young people. So yeah, that feels really good to, see a local person working hard. And then, yeah, I couldn't pay her anything, but I don't know, like just helping out, like vouching for her and see her like prosper. It's really cool.
Yeah. What opportunities has it created for you, Matt, this success? Have things now emerged, or are you keeping your future close to your chest, or where are you heading and what are you doing and because of this?
Yeah, no, there's definitely been opportunities arise. Honestly, like without sounding like a dick, kind of like too many. Like I guess yeah, I guess when not just film, but like just the DJing and people wanting to do charity quizzes or marriage celebrations. So yeah, there's just kind of, it's a good like situation to be in, but you just kind of feel like it's just too much sometimes. So I don't know, it's kind of nice. Like you get to be a little bit like picky and choosy and stuff now. Maybe that will go, but it's good. It's good. I don't have to worry about the next opportunity coming in because there's always 10 every day.
What do you want to do, I suppose, is then my question, because it sounds to me like you got a lot of stuff and not all of it's great stuff, so what would be your ideal future, or if they said you can get rid of these two things but carry on with these two, what are they?
I'd really just like to ultimately partner Cameron Royagard for the All Blacks 2027. First five and halfback. That's the ultimate goal in the next couple of years.
Put in the work.
Yeah, put in the work, the Cambridge comment. And Luke Jacobson, obviously, at number 8, get that whole...
Oh, yeah.
I can see you in that lineup, Matt. I can see.
Yeah, 100%. Same. I dream about it quite often. Nah. I think... I think ultimately, I think the DJing's been really fun, but I think if I want to live a long and healthy life, I think I've got to do a hard cut on that soon. So I'll probably get rid of that. Call me a romantic, but I really like the marriage celebrancy. Like I love doing that. Like you get such a good vibe, like I'll do that until I'm an old man. Like it's so cool. Like, and you make like friends for life, like
I did it for a while, Matt.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. No, Janine's younger brother, Craig, who you probably know.
Yeah.
They were like planning a wedding and going, and everyone had a job, and I'm sitting in the corner going, I got no job. I said, what am I doing? He went, oh, you could marry me. So I went away and Googled, applied. Next minute, I'm a marriage celebrant.
Hey, that's good. Yeah. But yeah, no, I think I'll do that. I'll probably keep doing the quiz nights just because it's fun, and it's pretty low key. And yeah, ultimately just like lean into filmmaking, which takes so much energy. Like every little bit of it just saps it out of you. But I feel I need to, transfer all my energy into that. And I'm gonna get rid of the DJing. I want to be that dad that's like there, like on the sidelines, like being there and present, and not being like tired because I've been up till 3 a.m. DJing drum and bass for children.
Yeah. Do you have a movie in mind at the moment? Are there things on your mind? Are there opportunities in the pipeline or not? Or you just got to start from scratch?
Yeah, there's one that's kind of creeping along at the moment. Another friend, another contemporary who's done the indie feature thing as well. He's just got some money to make from the Film Commission for his script. So if the Film Commission gives you money, it's pretty good. So in development with that at the moment. So I'm going to be producing that by the looks of it. And basically assembling the creme de la creme from the Tavern and Home Kills and forming a bit of a super team. And it may not happen. It just depends if you can impress the Film Commission people enough. But yeah, we've got our foot in the door there at the moment. But yeah, that's basically just it's not really where I want to be because it's essentially just kind of management. You'd rather tell your own stories. I really want to tell going back to the Cam Royagard All Blacks thing. I really want to tell a rugby story next. I think there's been a few rugby stories out there, But they're all kind of like they're all kind of dark, you know. And there's definitely an element to that culture there. But like I'd like to tell like a positive kind of like friendly story about like mateship and community and looking out for each other and the positives of that kind of culture. So that's what I really really like to do, and yeah, make it fun, make it just basically rip off the Mighty Ducks, but make it about like the Leamington Seas trying to get up to the 7th division or something, you know, like some sort of like crap premise, you know. Yeah, just keep people laughing, you know. Make event films, make things that aren't too heavy, that are just kind of like fun, that people want to go to. Like I was thinking, like, wouldn't it be cool like to do a rugby movie and instead of selling piss, you have like an intermission, bring back a half time, like hand out some oranges, you know, like here you go, Ludland, get an orange and you know, like back out there, like yeah, bring the fun back to the cinema. That's what I'd love to do.
Cool.
Nobody get that idea if anybody's watching this.
No. No. Before Grace starts to ask her final stuff, look, it is funny because I just wanted to make sure I mention this. The movie is one of the few, I go to a lot of movies, as I mentioned earlier, that I still now, weeks and weeks after the event, have a really clear memory of the entire movie. I mean, I can go to an Avengers thing or a Marvel movie and largely forget the next day what even went on. And so I do have this wonderful sort of appreciation for the storytelling and the way you did it. And I don't think that was because I had a connection to Cambridge. I just think it was a really, like you said, the R16 is an interesting concept. Where those sort of movies went, I don't know. They're only horrors, whereas yours was, I suppose, your classification was based on language because there was no sex. So it had to be a language thing. But like you said, I sat with old people in the cinema, no one cared, and it was done in a way that it was everyday stuff. It wasn't just vulgar. But I just want to congratulate you on that movie in particular, because I just, watching you deliver the movie to people, not only the movie, but your deliverance of it, your promotion of it, has been really infectious. And I just think for young kids sitting back who have a personality and that creativity, the world of entertainment, whether that be DJing, marriage celebrancy, parties, whatever, is a real course that they can look at. And but yeah, congratulations on everything you've done. It's been spectacular to watch, sit back and just go, my God, that is wonderful. So good on you.
Thank you, Blair. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Then here's where I come in. We always no, there's
Is this like good cop, bad cop?
Tell him he's crap, Grace.
no, Matt. I mean, obviously it's been cool hearing it. I'm thoroughly motivated. Like impressed isn't probably enough of a word. It's quite motivating, and it's clear in hindsight looking at your story, even from working with your dad making the oil rig homes, like you were meeting characters, and then with the DJ you're meeting characters. When you're doing the celebrancy, like you're intimately getting to know people. So it's pretty clear that if the one thread that's consistent is you like to meet people in hospitality, right? You like to meet people, learn their stories, and that makes you better at telling stories because you know, like what people you've seen more of, like the personalities of people, which I just think is really cool. And the one question we always ask at the end is, if you could go back to yourself, so Matt to Matt in year 12 or 13, what advice would you give you specifically?
Ooh. Wowza.
Little Matt.
Little Matt. It's about the same size, to be honest. Oh, God, that is a big question. I'd probably say to younger Matt, don't be in such a rush. I always had a plan and I was going to do it straight out of school, and it didn't really work out as I planned it, It was a bit of a rocky road. Everything happens for a reason, so I got there. So I don't know, like if you're coming out of school and you don't know what to do, that's fine. Just go work on an oil rig and just figure it out as you're going along, because yeah, everything will work out.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
God, that's a hard question. Such a hard question.
Yeah, it is a hard question.
It's a great
But
question, though.
thanks for your time. I know you've missed a movie screening because of us, but best of luck with all the stuff you're doing, and I can't wait to see what you come up with next. And I'm sure there's many young Matts out there. In fact, I know I've taught them, and as much as they're a pain in the ass, if they leverage the right thing, look what can happen. So thanks for your time, mate.
And I just want to say before we go, thank you guys for doing this podcast. It's so cool. I just love how you're keeping like this community. Obviously, you're in Whitianga. Where are you, Grace?
I'm in Amsterdam.
Yeah, like look at this, and it's just so cool. Like you're giving like all these like, you know, whippersnappers and old like weirdos like me a chance to tell these stories. It's cool, and keep it going forever. It's so cool.
Thank you so much. That means a lot.